yeah.
When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. So it won't be long. So I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on the brother. We all need somebody to lean on. Okay.
Monday at okay.
I have a strong karaoke reputation.
I don't think I'm playing the tournament Sunday. I'm not sure yet. If I don't, I'm in.
And then Chris, this is going to be our town flower. You're done?
Yeah. Yeah, she's turned
on.
Oh, yeah.
Did
you just hear that? We're all turned on right now.
Possibly more Fiji?
I'm upset.
Hold on, Jackie. I don't want to see your cards.
No, I don't think I can.
Ooh, is that pizza? Someone got pizza.
Let's slide that out.
Oh, I got live cards.
Yeah.
She's live.
Let's go, girl.
We got a live one.
Yes.
Now that song's in my head. Lean on. Song sucks. You suck. This is my Fiji. No, nope, that's mine.
This is my Fiji.
Definitely mine.
I spread between two tables, but I didn't have one. But now I have one.
All you,
Okay, small
Suzy.
dance.
All right.
Small. You can't do the stand-up dance yet. It's just the blinds, but I'm happy.
When you have 7 dudes, you gotta get it. You have to jump on the chair and be like,
Oh,
going for 4. Going for 4.
I will.
Oh, I'm telling you, you're making me like lay out. Make me work.
Is this a new dealer? Well, this is like we should.
You never know which
This
way.
can be the flop for it. You want to do that?
Yeah, this should be the flop.
Where's Lily's
Don't
ass?
pick a 3.
Tell her to stop doing her makeup and get her ass
Here's
over.
Lily.
But did she change?
I had
to change.
Seriously? Yeah, outfit change. Costume change.
I did it. Second change.
She changed her outfit?
Wait, that's a second?
We have
Wow.
Beyonce. It's Beyonce. She's doing an outfit change and everything.
you did a full outfit change.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that one warmer than the last one?
Yes. Oh, I'm digging
It
that.
has pants on, so it has to be. Yeah. What am I gonna do? Hey, if I win a pop from you, will you throw that in the middle? Because I want that.
Onesies and
Tell Kim secrets.
I feel like Kelly's
Which player at this table do you think changes clothes the most each day?
Probably Lily. I mean, she's wearing like some pink paper towels right now. The good thing is that if Burkhart's pizza is too oily, she can just wipe it on Lily's paper towel shirt.
Yeah,
Call
you're
blind.
never
Call
fully-
blind. I haven't even looked. I won't even, whatever Danielle says I do. It's true. She's the boss.
Wow.
Is that binding?
Bet 200.
No.
Dart, quick.
Full of shit.
Yeah, I was like.
I'm going to bet.
Well, Jamie has a paper towel shirt, too.
25.
I think Jamie's got a blanket.
What is this?
Joe has a paper towel shirt behind her, too. What's the deal? Is this just the new
No,
thing?
Joe
Am I
Kim's
not into
got
that?
a cape.
I don't know. I'm really
Is there really a difference between a cape and a paper towel? It makes my face get all splotchy.
Yeah.
I do love it,
Oh,
though.
I'm so
I'm not a
sorry.
champagne
I'm
guy.
so sorry.
I love all alcohol too much.
We had some scotch last night at dinner. It was good. Late-ass dinner, like 2 a.m.
No, it's hers. It's hers. I'm good.
Got some wine in front of us now, the
Grab
Malbec.
another one just in case.
Yeah, maybe.
That way
Drugs
there's
are
a
great, huh?
possibility that she can knock
What?
over
Drugs are great, huh?
What's that from?
It's not from anything. It's just me making a statement.
Careless
Oh,
flirt.
yeah,
I
sure.
like it, but
Lily has the champagne, too.
Good.
I'm usually always klutzy.
Oh, I've been a major club today. I would do 5.
No,
That was the tiniest sip of champagne I've ever seen in my life. I don't think she touched her lip with it.
You were
party pit.
Boo. What happened to you guys? You know I never have anything. It's the same
matter. You have
card.
position. You have a better
It's the
hand.
same. Let's make it good for the game. Let's make the
You
game
raise
great
that
again.
up on the button with a king. So it's like
You're doing
super
it.
light, Lily. You have to be like, you're killing your reputation. You can only show
You guys know what I had. Did you win? Nothing. Yeah, I did.
You won the straddle. I mean,
No.
Oh, no, she was on the button.
Yeah.
Joe Kim's falling asleep.
Did I add? I don't think I added.
You did.
I did?
Tough to play tight all night because we have Lily on her left.
He's on it.
Thank you. 'Cause I don't know. We still haven't seen a flop?
We still haven't seen
Oh,
the
there's
flop,
so
no?
much pressure. I swear. If you do a 3, Jamie.
Notice, again, that $25 small blind bonus on the button. It looks like it's up to about $150.
Oh, yeah.
100.
That's going to give the small blind a big incentive to 3-bet
Jamie
pre-flop.
Harris. Let's play for Jamie Harris.
Jamie Harris.
100 Jamie Harris.
She would be bald at the rate of this table. Seriously.
She's like, I'm all in. I just shave her head. Throw it in.
I will fold that.
Alright, I can't look at myself in the mirror.
Fair, fair. I would lose some
Minkin,
respect for
2
you.
Yeah,
tens.
no, I gotta be able to sleep tonight, you know?
Kiletto called with a king 2 offsuit. That is not the hand you want to call with. It's going to be
Cameraman
so
Kyle?
dominating.
Cameraman Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
C4.
It's hard to look at.
Cameraman Kyle is a dreamy man, if you have not seen him. He's behind the camera right now.
Wow.
But
I thought Kyle was going to dress up for tonight's episode since he did last time there was a ladies' night, but he got wind that I was talking about it.
Wait, so
I said nothing.
You are, you're,
the absolute worst hands to play in deep stack no limit hold'em are big card and little card offsuits. Do not play the cards.
But they can make 2 different types of straights.
Yeah, exactly.
643.
They're not good
you're
hands.
not single.
Do yourself a favor and just fold.
I mean, right now she is.
Relationship
I
advice
love to
coming
just
in.
throw it out there. She's like, wait, what do you know?
Wait, what?
Status updates.
Do you like pussy?
Yeah, it's something I'm not aware of.
Just kidding. Look at Jamie's like, this is so
I
vulgar.
was so
Get me
aggro.
out
I
of
didn't
this
even know
table.
what to say.
Disgusting.
No, I'm just thinking
wanna
my
hear about
mom's
pussy,
watching
she
and I'm like,
doesn't wanna
sorry,
hear about
mom.
married. Are we the only 2 that are married?
You're old enough where you can talk about sex.
I've been
It's okay.
married
For almost
You don't know much.
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. Sorry, guys.
good for you.
I've been married. Well, I guess I've been married 13 years, but I've been with my husband 17 years.
What?
Wow.
What? I thought she was 18.
Yes, I am 5. Agreed. Wow.
Study again. Did I put my 25?
Who's here? I'm being hugged by someone.
100? 100, call.
Yeah.
I don't not like it.
Last time I
Must have been that champagne.
If you're not sure, put another quarter, honestly.
I think you did.
We're like the same. I got married when I was 21, and I've been married 13 years.
20.
21 plus 13 is
24. But I've been
You're
with
what?
Yeah, right? Back up. What?
Yes, but I've been married. I mean,
Check.
I've been with my husband since I was 19.
325.
I was my husband since I was 17.
I'm so like blown away by how your age.
Yeah, you look really
I'm
young.
probably the oldest person I've been with.
I mean, that is not.
Well, it's true because I'm only like 16, so that's definitely true for me.
I would bet on it. I'm a mom.
No, I'm like the real
How old are your kids?
Oh, stop. I just have one 9-year-old boy.
We're like the same.
We're like the same. I know. I've actually been stalking you, and that's not a coincidence that I'm sitting on your
Jamie,
right.
we're the same.
We're the same.
Boyfriends but not
and
married.
we
Ex-lawyers.
became friends immediately.
Poker
And
players.
played. I know you're making
Funny.
fun of it for a second, but I'm like, we kind of are the same.
That's why I said I'm like, we're the same.
Sure.
Yes.
Joe Kim has played quite snug all evening. She finally has a set. Can
The stalker,
she
right?
get paid?
The stalker friend.
Stalker, okay.
She really has
Stop.
a stalker.
We're
Looks
trying
like
to
she's
not
dodging
get her
it.
killed. Mine.
1,000.
2 straight draws here.
It's worse and worse.
I would suggest Joe can be a
watch a
little
lot
bit
of
more
Friends
casual.
Wild.
She looks very,
I'm
very, very
worried about you.
serious. And that does not help the fact that she has played somewhat snugly all night. If you are going to play a tight strategy, you want to do everything you can to make the opponents think that you are involved in lots of pots. A lot of the live pros,
Wait, let me count.
the old school live pros are really good at that. They play really nitty, but they do a lot of talking, they do a lot of like acting like they're going to play the hand and then they don't. And they look really splashy. I would tell Joe to consider doing a little bit more of that.
Crazy. We're the rarities these days. Nobody's married.
Because notice there, it's like no one's giving her action. And
I got married.
it's because she was pretty serious and because she just hasn't played many
Yeah.
hands.
He just convinced
He's
himself
too
that I was
nice, too. I feel like he doesn't have the go for the throat.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm gonna switch this so we can
He'll,
keep
like,
track.
every
You
once
can't
in
be
a
nice
while,
in poker,
He'll
though.
go in and play, and he'll like play, one.
Yeah,
through
Lily
whatever.
knows that firsthand.
And he'll come over, and he's like been playing for 10
So she's
minutes,
got
and
the
he's like,
20
"She's
rabbit
a rabbit
skinned alive
kid."
rabbits on her shoulder.
We got Cruella de
It is
Vil over
kind
here.
of freaking warm.
Cruella.
That's how they keep it warm. They just skin it while it's still warm. And it's
Hate mail.
It's probably a Siberian husky, actually.
I really will get mad.
torture.
She does look pretty gorgeous with it.
You know someone's cutthroat if they skin
Really, I
animals
feel
for
like I
fun.
have to
One
rabbit.
It's a jacket made of puffins.
No, that was actually like 50 baby rabbits. Now that I look at it, they were newborns.
It's a polar bear,
What's wrong with you?
clearly.
Nobody called me? You gotta bet.
50 baby rabbits is
absurd.
sadder than one polar bear. Because there's like
What
that
is this
many more
game
consciousness.
going down to?
Consciousnesses.
We're all too
Let's
upset.
play 25-50.
We're too upset about
Joke him.
the bird.
5 for
Lily,
5.
10, 25,
No, 5 for 5. Let's go.
Which way?
You can do it. The first one she threw, I literally laid across the table.
This one's yellow.
Oh my God, no. That's where I draw the line.
I know, I'm not. You guys would. Oh, that's me.
I'm the one who thinks I have a full house when I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not playing.
Too. I'm
I
like,
will
oh,
not
I have you guys
survive
lunch.
one kilo,
I'll
that's
just
for
go up to my
sure.
room.
No, I can't do it either. I'm like, oh,
Actually, I don't.
have a flush. And they're like, oh, you have
Sound good.
absolutely nothing.
Like you're responsible or something. Doesn't even make sense.
Notice there's now $225 on the button. So if small blind wins the hand, they get $225. Starting to add up.
Wowzers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, it is really hard to win a hand from the small blind.
Yeah, you pretty much have to have it.
Or you have to 3-bet them. Quite large pre-flop.
She's coming for it.
Here we go.
No,
Joe
what
Kim
are you
could
talking
do it.
That
But she just
It's
calls.
friendly little multi-way.
It's friendly. Yeah. Who's coming after you? Danielle, she's the best player at this game. I mean,
It's
me.
tough because if you 3-bet out of
my
position, you
cards,
should get
that's
called a lot. And if you're going to get called a lot, you really don't want to be 3-betting a lot out of position. So it's a pretty dicey spot to get after it, even when there's like a raise, call. But in that spot, you can make it 900 pre-flop or something like that, and you will get a lot of folds. So maybe that's what you need to do with the 7s there, and then fold it if you get jammed. Now, though, Burkhart is
Gonna make you miserable.
in a pickle. I like the just call. Well, I'm sorry. What? I got confused. Anderson has the flush draw. Yeah, that's
She'll
definitely
need
good.
another one after my comment.
And the question is,
needs to
does
drink her
Kerstetter
sorrows
raise or
away.
call? And I think you should probably call on the button too.
Lily doesn't care.
Oh, wow.
Look at her. She doesn't care.
Oh, wow.
You
Would you
know
look
I've
at
heard her
that?
happen
Oh, look.
already.
Susie's going in for some more champagne.
You're such
I hear she loves champagne.
What lady doesn't like champagne?
This is a dicey spot for Burkhart because very likely either Anderson or Kerstetter has an ace. If they have an ace, you're in bad shape. Or they have an 8, in which case they're not going to pay you. Or they have a flush draw, which you'd like to protect against, but they're clearly not folding to many bets. It's a real tough spot. But she does this check fold. That is a it's a snug fold, but I think it's probably just fine.
Wait, what was the action there on the turn?
Check.
You know?
Kerstetter bet the ace jack as she should. Ace 2 folding.
Do we even have that right? There's no way.
Burkhart has made 2 really nitty folds today, and both of them have been good.
That's crazy.
She folded the 9s earlier against Lily when Lily just drilled a set with pocket
Wow.
3s or something like that. And now here she has aces, no kicker, and finds the fold. So twice she's done
Like
this.
Beyonce.
Look at Kelly's like,
Basically, like, I'm surprised no one's asked me for my autograph.
Minkin's practicing how to stand up again.
Yeah, she's going to need practice after tonight. I want to go wherever she's partying. I think it'd be fun.
It's tough because like our party has to start at 1 a.m. I guess essentially.
That's when the party starts.
Yeah, I mean everyone knows if you want to find the party, you just find Jesse and Jonathan Little at 1 a.m.
Yeah. So people have questions about this $225 on the button. Basically, small blind puts in a quarter every hand, okay? So next hand it'll go up to 250 and then 275. The only person who can win
Or
it
just do a smaller
is the
one
small
if you were
blind
worried about
if
doing
they
the
win the pot.
50 or 60.
Nobody else is live to win it. It just kind of sits on the button to
Oh,
make sure they don't rake it in the pot or whatever. So if small blind wins the hand, they win a lot. And eventually that money's going to get very big. And then it becomes very, very worth fighting for. Then you'll see small blind doing some crazy things.
They are.
You can thank Danielle
I
Anderson
feel
for
like we
that.
should do a bomb pop, but you
Great
dealt
idea
2
to induce
cards, and then
action.
on the flop, we get a discard one.
Oh my God.
Crazy pineapple bond pop.
Bomb pops are crazy.
Fourth heart out
But I
there.
know, let's just do one on
And
crack.
looks
just
like
for
Lily has no choice but to kind of just stab again here. And I think Suzy was probably in snap call mode if it just wasn't a heart.
Yeah, you really don't want a heart there. Everything else is fine. It's tough against Lily. I mean, she's a lunatic. And in this spot, actually, Lily is only going to have a flush about 40-ish% of the time. So if she has a flush 40% of the time, clearly you should call every time if she's betting everything in her range.
This is, I don't know what I would do. This is kind of tough. Look at, she's telling the truth.
Lily is
Hard to
essentially
believe.
showing you an 8.
She's so mean.
such a bully.
She's a mean girl. What's the girl's name on Mean Girl? The blonde.
Regina.
Regina
I'm
George.
actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Regina
Rachel
George,
McAdams.
right?
Yeah, Rachel McAdams. She's the best ever.
She's the best. Regina.
Lily has done a great job today of just winning lots of pots
Yeah,
where no one
Reggie
has
was
anything.
awesome because she was on deck.
She
and
is not
we
afraid
just
to
kept
take
getting
stabs.
sent
Hey,
drinks.
hey,
So we're all drinking. We're like, wow, drinks from
Working out
heaven.
okay.
And then we see that she's ordering drinks for the whole table because she's going to play later.
Oh, that's the game. It was great.
Sometimes
Good
smaller
player,
pots
yeah.
are just like that much harder to figure out. I'm not going to fault Suzy for folding there. I mean,
Oh my god, I'm so good at this game.
All that talk.
And the bomb and 250 of all your guys' money.
If it was Danielle, she'd be standing on the chair. I'm just saying.
I'm going back.
Now she can buy one more rabbit to cover up her belly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, bomb pot for 50 each.
Okay.
How did I get
Let's
so good at
go.
this game?
50?
You know
Can we
what?
make it $100?
Thing because they're
amazing.
short players.
100 would be
People
way
aren't
too
that-
much with our
people aren't that
stacks.
short,
50
so
Okay, so do 100 then. That's
Yeah,
fine.
let's do 100.
$100 bomb pot.
Okay. 50's too blind.
I like 50. I like
Okay,
50. I
I'm
like
done.
50.
A bomb
Yeah.
pot is where everyone
like
puts in
that.
some amount of money.
All right.
They all get their
Okay,
cards
that's
like
okay.
normal, then they go
75.
straight to the flop.
Now I have to do more math.
No
Yeah.
pre-flop betting.
75 times
right. It's like
7.
everyone just puts in the
don't
allocated
look.
amount and they
look.
flop out and
So,
then the
right.
action
Now,
begins.
we're seeing to a flop, right?
Yeah, see a
Now
flop.
just go right to the flop.
I actually like the bomb pot because a lot of players are not used to playing
And then
against
after that, everything.
very wide ranges, and bomb pots is
yeah.
clearly
Oh, yeah,
100%
small
ranges for
blind.
everyone.
Suzy just puts a quarter on the thing and we're good.
Wait, what's that 25?
That was mine.
They should definitely figure out how much the bomb pot is before the hand starts, because the player in the small blind
Okay.
has a
all
big
right.
incentive to
So we
make the
can
bomb
look
pot
at-
as small as it can be because they're going to win it
So
the
a bomb
least
pot is
often,
basically like a
right?
flip.
That's very
So
good.
you want to be able to have the bomb pot
Like,
predetermined.
You could put all of it in now, though.
Who is Zach
if you wanted to.
Keeley? The chat says, what is Stewart's first name? Her first
So
name
now we
is
just play normal
Suzanne.
full flop action.
Sorry, Suzy.
okay.
Suzy Stewart.
Suzy.
You have the best seat.
Notice here, right, like Burkhart has a pretty good hand normally, but when you're against a lot of other people, she has to be careful. That said, she does still have the best hand, so. It's a dicey spot, though. If it goes like bet call in front of her,
I like to refer to the bomb pots as like,
win.
let me just see if I can get the showdown.
I don't mean to.
Sorry, didn't mean it.
I actually disagree with this because everyone here has equity.
You are unreal.
Like notice right here, the Queen Jack has 4%
I
equity.
feel like I'm
9-5
getting
has
a window
15%
into what it's like to
equity.
be Lily.
If you can make those
like
folds,
two random cards.
that's
flop.
very, very nice. Quite often, you want to be more
You have
inclined to get protection in multi-way pots, and this is like the extreme of that. So you need to be value betting typically thinner than you normally would, just because if people
And this
fold
bomb pot is
anything.
really.
You know what,
like-
Jonathan? I was really into this whole bomb pot thing, and you're just killing it for
No,
me.
I'm saying you need to be betting. Betting's good.
Everybody wants me.
I love bomb pots. I think they're
Let me
great
do that.
because it's like
Why? Because I have the best hand.
it's a fine line between
600.
protecting your hand, but also not overvaluing your hand. And I was gonna say this ace-5 is like a really, really dicey spot. But she did it. She got Lily to bluff, and
Come on, baby.
Time pot. I
now
know.
she's gonna win the hand.
Brutal.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, do a pair.
Once no one knew who it was, so I painted. Once no one knew who it was.
Like right here's a spot where I think Kim just has to fold.
I won that pot.
It's so easy to be against a better 9 or 2 draws or an ace. And if you get a 5, it's not
we all
like
assume
you're
Lily's
guaranteed to
gonna
win.
bet.
I mean, notice here, she really doesn't have a
Obviously, I'm
5.
gonna bet because I know that.
Obviously.
So let's see if Lily goes for the bluff. I mean, I feel like you should go for the bluff a ton.
Check.
Have a nice.
Yeah.
Notice here, Lily has not gone for very many river bluffs at all. She's doing a lot of small bluffs is what it amounts to. I mean, she has done river bluffs in sporadic spots like this a second ago against Suzy. But multi-way and really in general, she's not running insane bluffs. She's running like small, stabby bluffs. And when a lot of the money goes in, I bet Lily's not pretty good.
Everyone's on top of it.
Third time now for me.
Oh yeah, wait. We need a 25 on the button.
Yeah, and I think is that Danielle's 25 or yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna straddle.
Okay.
Or is it my 25?
I don't know.
I haven't put one on here.
Yeah, so
So it was yours. Yeah.
I knew I was.
I like it.
Lily, come at me, bro.
I will. 225.
Yeah.
Bro.
I can't wait to just ruin her.
If I stack you, do I get the fox too?
Nope. I said you gotta fight for that one.
So it's a fox. Maybe she can afford an extra
If
fox.
I
to her
end
belly.
up somehow being able to stack you, will you donate to PETA?
Yes. Yes. For sure.
That's funny.
I call shit.
I feel like there's a better one than Peter, though.
I don't either, but I'm calling.
Jesse, how many foxes have you murdered?
Where I got my
Kind of
How many
sad,
foxes?
But I'm
Yeah.
just gonna call her because I'm late.
I think 0.
I think
I've never even seen a fox.
I think I'm at 0 and 0 as well.
Aren't foxes just fancy dogs?
I think are they cats?
good.
They might be cats.
They're definitely not cats.
All right, I guess they're dogs then.
It's so good. I call.
Do you think you should know if it is a cat or a dog before you kill it? Or it just doesn't matter? Wow, Lily drills it again.
Wow.
She can't help herself.
I mean, I guess you're going to suck out a lot if you just play every hand.
It is true. You don't suck out unless you start with the worst hand.
Right.
She's done that pretty much every time.
She's been eligible for suck out many times. 95% of the times.
What is that?
13.
Like, I bet that fox even like had the jump on her, and she just got like super lucky, and like a log fell on the fox's head.
Yeah.
Wow, re-suck out.
Shit. I checked.
Too bad.
Oh wow, check.
How are they not playing? So in that spot, I think Minkin needs to go for a river value bet.
Oh, on the river.
Playing that hand. That's what you get.
Nice hand.
That's what you get, buddy.
I know.
Like,
I didn't even bet it.
I get there the flush arrived, but in that spot,
Pots are much bigger when you don't have good hands.
when you have this fighting dynamic,
Two really good
value
hands,
bet.
everyone's like, I don't know. That's what's
So dirty.
Imagine. I feel like she talks to all of the furniture in her home like it's Beauty and the Beast or something.
That was a good movie. I've seen that movie.
Which one? Did you see the reboot?
No, the cartoon one. The
Yeah,
only
the
one.
cartoon one is good. Belle is a babezilla.
Who started the rap battle?
Reading all them books.
I bet you like anime.
I've never watched anime, but I always thought Belle was the most intriguing Disney chick.
That's why you like Burkhart, huh?
Impressive.
Sure.
Can we get VPIPs, please? Okay, let's start. Joe Kim, 4%. Lily Kiletto, 98%.
She's got like a Bill Perkins VPIP,
Could have made so much money off
a
that.
BPIP.
Suzy,
gross.
12%.
So
Burkhart,
gross.
15%. D-Moon, 23%. Kelly Minkin, 58%.
I don't know if our graphics can account for the 7 deuce game. Might have to.
Kerstetter, 12%. There you go. Congratulations.
Practice.
I think honestly, I think Jamie and Joe Kim probably have the same VPIP.
That was the first one.
No. Kerstetter's played more
I
hands.
haven't even been dealt it once.
Guarantee you.
Rough.
Had it twice.
We'll have to look this over.
Joe Kim's played no
Yeah, I
hands all
lost
day.
one with it.
To be fair, she should not have played no hands all day. She's had no cards.
She should
And
ask for
she
a new
has-
seat.
Yeah, she should ask for a new seat. That's an unlucky seat.
Like, look
Everybody
at her face
knows-
right now. She's like, I want to play this hand, but I can't.
Yeah, 7-6 suited. You got to fold under the gun. Get real. What are you doing here?
I didn't feel obligated
cash
to
game,
take the
man.
hand.
Joe, get up and go do something else.
She's trying to live and let live.
Give the seat to someone who wants to play.
I read somewhere that min raising the big line is just disrespect.
I like it. Disrespect.
I will not stand for this.
Punish.
Anderson opens it up. Wait, what's happened here? Did she... I'm a little confused about what's happening here, but that's okay. Oh, she raised? She min raised?
It's nothing that would be
I
so.
want to say she min raised,
I might
but
have a 7.
Minkin called, and then Kerstetter 3-bets at
You have a
250.
7? We can make 7 deuce together.
No.
They can make king, king, queen, 4. It's a reasonable hand. So they just give it to Kerstetter.
Look at how Minkin's sitting on her
I need
chair.
100 back.
She's just like wearing high tops
Got
and
my
just
100
like
back, Danielle.
condensing herself into.
Yeah, what human does
She
that?
can fit in a locker.
I like straddle under the gun better, but
Come on, stop being
I
a
like button because
freaking...
it's so powerful, and I feel like I can just run all you guys over.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but
let's
then
do the button.
yeah, but it also
Exactly.
changes.
We're out of wine. We're out of wine.
Yeah, the small blind never gets to win their thing.
Good.
Yeah, we already have the small blind thing, so like, we gotta do. We can't do both.
Simmer down. Simmer down now.
It doesn't
Yep,
make sense
yep,
to
it's
do
on you.
both of
Donna
those.
Summer? What sketch was that?
Calm down, Lily. It's not
What
your
sketch
turn.
was that, Suzy? Because they're like Simadonna. There was a.
Simmer down. Simmer down.
Burkhart with a good hand, ace and a king.
You're not Kelly.
Well, I'm trying. I know.
There's only one Kelly at this game.
Was there a straddle?
I want you to win.
Oh boy, here we go.
Be in this game.
Burkhart's going to get the all-in maybe.
Ooh, 3-bet to 600. Let's see. Burkhart's got 3,800 behind.
So are you a cash game player or tournament?
This is an interesting
Oh, you're
spot.
cash. Okay.
Very
I definitely
quick
think
call.
you need to put in the 4-bet here.
I know, because she's going to want to commit a healthy portion of her stack.
The problem with calling out of position is you're going to
You're going to
get
lose so often.
quote unquote outplayed by king queen, queen jack,
Right.
pocket sevens, whatever.
Wait, you moved?
It's so impossible to calculate your realized equity out of position with ace high against another ace high. Like,
Just rent a car.
Well, it's possible.
I mean, of course, but
There's this idea of equity realization. When you're out of position, you realize your equity worse than the person in position. Notice here, though,
well, it's just
Anderson plays well, right? She knows she has a clear marginal made hand, and
It's
there's
a
no
big
need to
pot,
bluff this
Lily. Be
marginal made hand. So just check, check,
respectful
check,
of
check,
the
check, check.
Oh,
And you know,
because I
you're
got
probably going to
slaughtered
lose
in
sometimes, you're going to win
WSOP,
sometimes.
which is
Yeah.
why would I dump
But
those
that's way
right
better
now?
than betting, because if you bet and get called, you're in awful shape with the ace.
tough spot for Burkhart. Like, she's like, how can I ever get paid in this spot if my opponent's just going to check back the flop and turn?
4 times into the Venetian mini.
Yeah, I like
This looks
value
like
betting river,
this. I think this sizing is a little whack. Like, I think that.
Oh, the one
I mean,
at
if
the
you could
end?
see Danielle's hand, I think I would like to go for a larger bet.
There's a lot of
So,
sarcasm.
she's
so it
paying,
looks
though.
like you're trying to induce a
No,
fold.
just treat.
Yeah, I like a larger bet as well for that reason, too.
Oh, yeah.
That
was
way,
the end
you
of the
know,
summer. That
you're like,
was
shoot,
good.
I'm not going to win at showdown with
That was
queen
actually
jack
funny.
and whatever.
I think a queen jack would win
Yeah,
showdown.
yeah, right? Congrats.
Oh,
on
right,
that.
because that would be the nuts.
Awesome.
Well, you know what I
And
mean.
thought I
They
was-
taught me how to read the board.
You thought you were the
Reading
shit.
the board
that
is
was
just
a-
like whatever.
That's why I'm
I'm
a
like-
known poker player and
Wow.
you're an
People are
unknown
holding my
poker
I'm like 99.99% accurate at reading the board.
Trust me.
player. It also wasn't the nuts. There were 2 twos on the board.
I know that.
I'm not so sure.
You need the person to come do your tips for
I
you.
know,
Yeah.
and that's why I lost.
Yeah, you had to do too much work. Tired you.
It's funny how it goes from
Lily,
everyone
don't
talking to
forget, when
complete
it comes to me, I
silence.
will under the ground straddle.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to cry.
Okay, no,
You know.
no.
I feel like
I'll still
Lily.
cry.
Lily's too nice of a name for Lily. I feel like her name should be like Katrina or something.
Celeste.
Definitely could be a Katrina.
What's wrong with Cruella? I really
Cruella's good.
It's like natural.
Or like Carmen or some bitchy name.
Carmen.
Carmen is perfect, actually. Carmen, yeah, you're Carmen.
Carmen.
That's your poker name.
I
Lily's
almost
too
said
sweet.
I've never met a blank that I like, but then I realized that would be like outing myself.
Yeah, you're like, I hate all you.
Carmen always tries to short us
Yeah.
a quarter. Look at her. She
behind
always
you.
does that.
That's how she gets the.
You dirty rat.
You're a dirty rat.
I love calling Lily a dirty rat. Because she's like the least dirtiest at the table.
Rabbit killer. I like rabbit killer.
Rabbit killer. You guys need to stop. I was cold. All right? I was
Rabbit
cold.
killer.
Do you think Lily is going to change her ways at all
I
after
didn't
No.
say
today?
rabbit. And
Or you think she's just going to do it even more so?
I don't know anything about her.
Yeah, she ate the meat
Lily
and then
is-
farted. So
You
she used
guys,
all
people
of
Cruella.
it.
serve it in restaurants
You were
and stuff.
complicit.
Rabbit meat.
Yeah, rabbit.
The devil.
So
She's the bad
sorry,
guy.
Jamie, but they're supposed to
I'm
die.
not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
They're made for human consumption. obviously.
Yeah.
We should not get into
Predators
the actual
at the end of the
ethical things right now. So, how about poker?
Sherry does graphics in
wanna
the
talk
chat,
about,
asks
like,
if you'll
artificial
play in this
intelligence?
fantasy
No,
football
no,
league.
That's like
Absolutely
serious
not.
side
I don't know
of
anything
it.
about
Talk about it at all. Robots
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like you
let's
can
talk
still
about
just
how we're in
apply
Sim right now.
your, you know,
Plugged in.
robotic brain to
Plugged
it.
in.
I played my wife's fantasy football league one time because she got tired of playing,
Alexa, we're
and
not
I won, no problem.
No, I don't
Okay.
want that.
But nobody
No,
cared,
I know, it
clearly.
creeps me
They
out.
were just like goofing around.
There wants to be
Anyway, it's
recording.
not hard if you're the only one who cares.
Yeah.
Our phones.
That's the secret to life. Find a game where you're the only one who
I actually
cares
talked
and no one else
about like
does.
shutting off my phone.
That's
every
how
time
I was with
I'm using it.
dodgeball a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
sounds like something like
I was
that.
like the one
There was a
guy who
big
was
problem.
like, oh,
I'm definitely.
Hello.
Suzy went for the trap here, which I actually like since Coletto's been
Yeah.
kind of, you know, pedal to the metal,
Kara's
and
got that
now,
too. She put a
I
Post-it
mean,
note
she's
over it.
never gonna.
No, actually, I think.
Pretty smart.
It's rough, and Suzy's just
Like,
gonna
certain
call
things freak
down
me out. Like, my
all the
friend was like,
time
"Oh, I
here
was talking
because
about going kayaking
have
with my
to.
girlfriend, and then all these ads
Suzy
started
wants
popping up for
an
kayaking.
ugly
I'm
run
like,
out. She wants like
Pleasure.
a heart and a heart.
Yeah.
Instead, she got a somewhat blank. So this is an interesting spot. Normally, I think you should probably just call against Lily because Lily is very maniacal. That said, she may not bluff the river too often.
That's true. She hasn't. I mean, in these
Not
kinds
for
of,
all the money.
In these kinds of spots, I'm just like, hey, if I'm never folding, then I'm just calling because I'm always trying to maximize the.
But it's interesting
size.
here, though, because there are a lot of bad cards. There are a lot of draws available, and you don't know which draw you have to fade, right?
Well, what do you make out of the
Lily, what do
snap
you
bet
have
on the turn there? Like it's.
Always
It seems like it's some value. Like it could be like 8x or like 9s or something like that.
Well, the issue though is, well, I don't know. See, I don't assume to know what Lily does. I don't know her strategy. I've been watching.
No, only one time. I know. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Suzy rips it as the all the other draws come in here.
I talk like that all night.
No, that's gross.
No, all night.
Okay.
All right. Wait, build a suspense.
Queen.
Queen ball.
Oh, that was so cool.
Just a boat for Kiletto. Just a
I
boat.
knew when you were being so cocky that you probably had like.
In fairness, she's been kind of cocky.
Yeah.
I
I mean, not as big as Kelly, because Kelly's a bigger asshole than me. Why me? Why me?
Rough go for Suzy, but the silver lining is that Suzy she can come backstage to the commentator area and she can drink with us.
Good game. Nice playing with you.
Bring some drinks, Suzy. We're out.
Make sure you show up with some drinks, Suzy.
Oh, consolation hugs.
Hug it out.
Don't hug Lily. She is. Oh, he kissed the
They
dad.
could only hug from like 2
You
feet
should
apart.
commentate. Okay, good. I was worried. Don't leave us.
You could spill your
You
wine
can
on
just
the
tell everyone how
boxes.
shit they're playing.
We are playing like shit,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Like any two shit.
It ran bad.
And now your consolation prize is you get to be demiked by Geringer. Gonna put a hand there and a finger there.
Oh, to be demiked on television.
Wow, yeah, commentate. You can get revenge.
Yeah.
Smart.
Talk a bunch of trash about me. It'll be funny.
125.
Can't
No
trap
way.
Lily.
Not when she's got tripped.
I gotta get lucky on you guys. This is the momentum, babe. Momentum. Oh, nobody put on the small.
Oh, there wasn't a small blind, but I'll do it. I messed up. I was just straddled that hand.
Jacks for Kiletto, no action. That is brutal when you play every hand and then you get a good hand.
It kind of is the same, almost, in that situation, because of the dead small. It's just like your big blind.
Yeah.
I'm in. Am I big blind?
She's straddling.
I'm straddle, yeah. Just throw my chips in, I don't care.
I have been all night.
What percentage of people do you think approach the table and stand on top of their chair in order to
This
sit?
blanket feels great.
When you hoodie, if anyone
I think it was from your 7 trips hand.
put it under
Oh
your
yeah, that was wild for sure. I didn't put her on queen. Jamie, 200.
Oh, the butter that was with my other part of my meal was for this toast.
I mean, it wasn't for my salad.
Oh, I didn't even realize I had this. Oh, 7 deuce alert, Jamie.
Raise to 200.
JK, Jamie Kerstetter.
She's just going to get it through King Jack, King 9 of diamonds.
Size 0 was like.
Wait, does this even fit? That's strong. Oh my.
I know. It's
Thank you.
You so don't want action from anything when you have the 7 deuce. And
I don't know.
Minkin's gonna
Jamie's
call
got the
6-5
best hand.
offsuit.
Oh,
How brutal. Like, every normal human folds 6-5 offsuit to a 4 big blind raise. But not Minkin.
Kelly, I'm loosening it a little bit. All right.
Loosen it up. Try not to breathe.
She's gonna work it in.
Just don't breathe.
So, Jesse, you know Kerstetter better than I do. Is she going to be all in by the river here?
no.
No? Well, that's sad.
Okay.
I really might,
One of the few times it would probably work.
but I'll wait.
This is a tough spot to go all in
If
by
you
the
want her
river.
line to make any sense, she probably can't rep the queen and probably needs to.
Yes, you can. If you
Check
bet
that.
jam the river, you just get you certainly do that with a queen.
Hey, why doesn't Kim play? Is she not allowed to play?
She's playing tomorrow.
I know, but can't anybody sit down or no?
I mean, I definitely don't hate bet jam. The problem here is that Minkin could just have a queen and then you never get the fold. It's a little bit different when it's like queen 8-5-2 or something, queen 8-5-3, whatever, because then maybe Minkin finds the fold with top pair.
I wonder what
But
they're
here-
both thinking about right now.
Kerstetter's saying fold, 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 fold. And Minkin's saying, not buying what you're selling, but I guess it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Here it comes.
Oh! Thank you.
Did you see Kerstetter like, I'm not accepting your cards into my cards?
Jamie,
Yeah,
That's probably a tell.
Thank you.
Get it from
I was
Lily.
like, what is she continuing with on this turn?
Man, but you got 100 less that time.
It's okay.
No, Lily has to pay.
Yeah, she
No, just the Suzy question.
If you're
Yeah,
belting,
yeah.
you for sure have to.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that 3 of the ladies at the table have
Yeah.
capes. I mean, like, when does that ever happen in the real world?
God damn
Oh,
it,
struggle.
Jamie. I can't believe you would do
Come
that
on, I
to
need a
me.
little bit of glory. Knits need to live too.
I think I'm going to start wearing a cape to the poker tournament.
I'll take another Fiji, please. Oh, let me act here. I
They
will
get
take
100 each for the 7 deuce, so that netted Jamie the pot and an additional 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think 5.
Well, yeah, $500. Dealer doesn't have to pay, nor does the cocktail waitress.
Or the one man there. The
Or
floor
the
guy.
one man,
Get that
right.
guy out. Please, please, please. I've already asked him multiple times. He does not deserve or need to be there. This game is well in line, well behaved. We don't need a floor man. Five, 4 suited for Minkin. Does she bluff the river? So notice here that Minkin has bluffed virtually every time she's had the opportunity when the opponent shows weakness. And that is a fine strategy if the opponents do not protect their range by checking behind with lots of medium and reasonably strong hands like jacks in this scenario or 10s. And if you do check behind with a jack or a 10 and you know your opponent's capable of bluffing, you just don't fold ever. It seems like the players, though, are not protecting their range as well in all scenarios. And that's allowing Minkin and Kiletto both to pick up a lot of these small and medium pots. Because when it goes check,
Yes,
check on the turn,
ma'am.
the
That is
opponents have
correct.
mostly like bottom pair and lower. And it's like hard to call a river bet with bottom pair or lower, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm
Is it good?
not
that's
going to lie, I totally zoned out for that whole thing.
This is some
That's
fancy
fine.
bitch shit.
this is why you're the best unknown poker player.
I know, I got to keep my profile low.
Yeah.
You can't read the board, and
It
you
fades
can't
real
listen to
fast.
30
Yeah.
seconds of commentary.
There we go.
One day you'll figure it out.
Here I go.
One of these days.
Girls, what's my weakness?
Man,
Okay.
chillin', minding my business.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's my witness. The bo's got it going
I'm a
on.
little embarrassed because I started it and I only know like the first
Can
very
kick
first part.
I'm not shy, so I asked what I did just to hope. No, that don't make me see what I see. But block.
Damn, man.
I'm impressed.
Dude,
Yeah.
the last time I was in Vegas, I went to a dueling piano bar and I requested that, and
Yeah,
it was
it's a great
awesome.
song.
Yeah, it's great in like slow-mo, bluesy.
What
sounding.
song is that?
Whenever I hear people all chanting in unison at the poker table, and I have no clue what they're saying, it makes me feel like, ooh,
Lily up.
I'm glad that's not filling my mind.
What's up with that thing? I want to know. Straight up, wait up, hold up.
Mr. Lover.
That's the first time I believed you by your age.
Yeah, I was about to say you
I was like, okay, yeah, we could have gone to high school
basically the
together.
only one old enough to know that song. So.
I'm 35.9.
At one point, Let's Talk About Sex was my like go-to,
Nice.
but I'm out of practice now.
The sex or the karaoke?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm well versed.
Jamie, you put one on here?
Oh, I did not. Thank you.
Switch it to black.
Is it 100?
It's, it's easier to.
Yeah, gotcha.
Talk about sex, baby.
Lily, another outfit change?
No.
You put the fur away?
The first right here.
We first shamed you?
No, never.
Can't shame Lily.
Alright, we'll make it.
Lily kind of looks like she's just like photoshopped in real life.
There's a crew that Lily hangs out with, and they are all immune to shame.
Yow.
Oh.
I could ask Chris. Do you want me to, Danielle? Do you want me to ask Chris for you a hoodie or something?
It's fine. I have one. I mean, it'll take 2 minutes.
I don't know why they're all cold out there. It's hot
Jamie?
back here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because I have Jesse next
Oh,
to me.
yeah.
They, I do generate a lot of
He could get one for my
sexual
suitcase.
energy and heat.
I don't know.
But the
what he's doing.
If he's playing.
it was so cold yesterday.
But I
It
mean,
was
if you want,
Yeah, I'll see if he's in the room.
You all know the secret to being
We
immune.
obviously
Cold,
don't want
right?
you to
I
leave.
Oh yeah,
this
seriously,
room.
get out of here. Never
Ronald
mind.
Bluff.
If you
No,
leave this game
take
breaks.
freezing showers every day.
Oh,
Definitely will break if she leaves.
Then you'll be immune to the cold. Like it's completely
Where are we
cold.
gonna make
I
money?
didn't. I don't mind it. I was just
Yeah,
cold.
we'll just drink.
A lot of
it
people
out
hate it.
when we
Look,
come
people are wearing capes on the TV because they're not immune to the cold. They did not prepare ahead of time. Poker is not really a physical game, but if you're freezing your moneymaker off, then
Really?
you're probably not doing it right. You have to be immune to the problems that you may encounter.
Probably.
Nope.
Seems like there's a lot of different temperatures throughout the property, each room.
We're at the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, we are.
Fantastic venue. They're building a giant guitar hotel outside. Look it up on Google. It's
Very
pretty cool.
Really cool. I like this place. It's great.
Here, everyone has a little something.
Cop it up.
But
Cop
Kiletto
it up.
bowls a king.
Wait, Joe, you
Maybe
didn't
she got
add the
tired of
25
just
on the
playing.
Got tired of getting there on the turn.
Yeah.
No, it was 100.
Let's look up tomorrow's lineup
did.
because I feel like people
I
are
did,
going to
right?
ask.
No, because you made it 100.
Oh, did I just take it?
You might have just taken it.
Guys, do you even know this?
Jamie!
This whole stack.
Missing it though. We're still.
This whole stack was Joe Kim's. She just was throwing me 25. I said thank you. Ready?
Oh, wait, let's go on the other way this time.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Wow. Joe Kim's hand-eye coordination
Damn,
is
Jamie's
exposed.
watching this all night.
We're gonna roll the tape and we're gonna find out that Jamie's been.
Roll the tape, but I just have a stack of
She's just been stacking 25s all night.
25 at a time.
That would be really funny if, like, I have 2 beers, I just get extremely unethical.
You would be the first.
$200?
Yes, Lily, it's 200. Can you see?
Then my small blind, I got a call.
Whenever you have a dynamic with someone like Kiletto and Minkin have together,
I don't care what
the
you
way
have.
you win the
I'm gonna
scenario
Good, I know you
I'm
don't
gonna
care.
smash the
is you
flop.
play
See
every
that?
pot in position and almost no pots out of position.
Smash
That's
it.
the
What do
secret.
you do when you smash it? You check it.
It's very true.
If you have position deep stacked against someone who will stack off light or will bluff you a
She
lot
couldn't even
or
give me, like,
anything
jack-
like
oh my
that,
God, this is so sad.
just play in position.
is so
Kiletto
sad.
is
Love you
setting
both.
herself
See you
up
on
for
the
failure
other.
by playing out of
He's such
position.
a dick. I totally hit that
Ball
now.
raise.
I mean, that's like amazing check.
Do you have the balls to check raise me twice?
Yes. Imaginary ones.
Abby.
Did you just go check raise on the flop? Did I miss that?
Let's find out.
Abby.
I think it did.
Abby. I forget.
That's an insane check raise on Queen Jack 3.
Hi.
That would have been sick if you check raised
I
me twice.
know.
though.
I
Come on.
couldn't. You're freaking ace high.
I check raised twice in the tournament today.
Danielle, have you ever triple check raised?
Then I lost.
Yeah.
Ah.
You haven't? I like dream of it.
I
I gotta say hi to the.
One day.
You used to get like a badge.
To be fair, I had
It's
a
called
straight
like
flush
unicorn,
one,
the
so
unicorn,
mine was
right?
loose.
You can triple check raise.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it with 10-6 offsuit.
I tried that in the ladies event.
You did?
I tried. Well, yeah.
Sure. What, 100?
Oh, we have a new player.
Yes.
Bomb pot. If
Let's
Abby-
go.
Up to Abby if she wants it or not on the first end. We're doing
No,
a
she
bomb
has
pot
to
the
do
first
it, or
end.
she's out
No,
of the
she
game.
doesn't. Cut it out.
Yes, she does.
Kelly,
Are you still in
bomb
that?
pot
had enough of your
We put in
lip.
100 and then we
Abby,
all
you
go
have
straight
to do
the
it.
flop. You do not have to do it.
Yes, she does.
I love Abby.
Good luck.
I knew she
That's
was.
all right.
I know
Okay,
she's
and
in.
then Abby.
I'm gonna gamble.
We're also playing a couple other twists.
7 deuce.
7 days.
Oh, she's supposed to small too right now? That's not fair.
Yeah, and I gotta put chips. I'm starting with
So I need
8.
100 and 100.
Okay, that's fine.
We went up to 100.
Well, got a
You
new
know,
player. It's Abby
Kelly.
Daniels.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Put 100 in for bomb.
If you would have checked that, I would have bombed the river for sure.
Needles.
1,000,000%. You know I would have. You know
Needles.
I would have. That was my only out. I was not giving up on that pot.
Well, you gave up on the
Before you
turn.
play this hand, just
Because
know
you
we're
had
playing
an ace
7 deuce for
high.
100 a hand.
And it was
And
better
also-
than my hand.
I did it because
We'll tell her. We'll tell her.
I was the big blind last hand.
Oh, so
Are
we're
you
just,
straddling?
well, no, we're just dealing a flop.
I'm just
Yeah,
going to
just go
flop.
to
Yeah, just put a flop.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then we're gonna
It's
play
out.
from there.
So Abby's
a
out.
flop.
Abby's out from the small blind right now, and then we'll explain.
After, yeah.
So here we have a bomb pot. Everyone has to put in
That's more like
$100.
Got the 7 deuce.
Now they go.
Everyone loves a
But
bomb
that'd be
pot.
just too much luck.
Yeah.
If you have 7
7,
deuce in the
6,
spot,
2,
and
yeah,
the pot,
yeah.
come on. It's
Oh
not fair.
Burkhart has
Would not
2
be fair.
pair.
Oh, we'll explain after the game.
It's not in play right now.
The only person who can win that right now is me.
Well,
No,
yeah.
well, I'm
She
the
didn't
small
put
blind.
it
I
in.
put it in.
Yeah.
Because I was the big blind
Well,
last time.
just
so
forget it for
So
now. Abby.
tomorrow,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
believe
Playing regular.
Yeah,
Tasha
yeah,
Mercier
it's not
is
relevant.
playing, and
Oh, it's
Danielle
really
and
good.
Jamie
Yeah.
and
I put it
Kim
in.
Lim
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's just a weird one.
Hey, we have the Stapes in the chat.
he enters and says, "Oh, Jonathan fucking Little again."
That's nice. He's such a nice man.
Hey, Joey.
Cool. You guys let me know how this shakes out. I'm gonna grab a sweatshirt super quick. I'll be right back.
Multiple
Sweat-
times today,
sweatshirt.
Jesse said the word Stapes, and I'm like, what in the world are you talking? What is a Stapes? Oh, you mean Joe Stapleton? That fine man.
Mm-hmm. that 43-year-old fine man.
This is kind of the situation I was talking about earlier, where Kim has clearly a good hand, but if all the money goes in, she's going to be in awful shape. So I actually don't mind this flop raise because she's going to protect her equity very well by making stuff like king high and ace high fold. And if she then gets jammed on, which she probably will get jammed on here, she can then just fold. But Burkhart goes for the trap, I think. It's an interesting spot to trap because there are lots of draws available.
Bad card, though.
I don't know. Kim may still blast it, but I don't think she should blast it here because this card should connect well with all the draws, right? Just think of all the draws. They either made top pair, which you lose to, or they made the straight, which you also lose to. So this is definitely a spot where Kim should give up and then just fold to river bet. You really don't want a 10, 9, 8, or 5 to come on the turn.
Well, that got uneventful as it went. Check, 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 check.
There? On the river?
Yeah.
I actually think Kim should probably have at least considered bluffing. I know that sounds crazy, but at that point, Burkhart's going to have a lot of non-straight hands.
Well, now
When he goes
she's
check,
the
check,
button,
check, check.
though, no?
Wait, who won the last bomb pot?
She should have at least considered it.
Yeah.
Joe's asked, who's the human
So what
wearing the
happens
polar
if Danielle
bear?
in this spot?
That is a Lily Kiletto.
She loves, it's actually multiple foxes.
Did she get dealt in this hand?
What
Or
did
the
the fox
small- or the
say?
too big?
Nothing. It's dead. She's
Yeah,
wearing it
she's
now.
dead.
Have to pay it when she doesn't have a chance.
Every
to
pot
win
she
it.
wins,
Should we
she can buy
suspend it
one
until she
extra
comes back
fox,
and see if
and
we wanna do
eventually
it
she'll have a
another
10.
time?
Or we'll just
Whatever you guys
suspend it
think.
this one hand, and then when she's the button,
Yeah.
I'll start it.
Okay.
Ladies have been out of line tonight.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah,
Everyone
big.
knows that polar bears are endangered, and Lily would never kill an endangered animal.
We're just one big?
You're taking
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, I'm big.
She does
Okay.
have a little bit of a heart.
Too big,
Perhaps.
right? Well,
Lily Kiletto
I don't know.
only kills.
Well,
Yeah.
She's
yeah, I
Animals
think
that
we're
are
supposed to be under the
I would have
gun.
won that hand.
Oh, whatever.
With an 8?
No.
Oh, wow.
Two pair. Better two pair.
8-5 suited for Kerstetter. And she folds. Wait, does she fold? No, she's in the small.
On the inside.
Come on, graphics guys, get your act together.
That's a good hand.
Very weird. the way it
Burkhart.
went out.
Yeah.
So Kiletto just limps
Yeah.
the 8-6 here.
But
A
weird
little
about
weird. A little weird. Burkhart makes it 4x, and oh, Jamie has cards. Okay, let's figure this out.
We're just going to observe for a second here.
We know that Minkin has got ace-5. It's so quiet now. It's either incredibly loud and crazy or just dead silent.
It's funny how the game goes from like super active to just kind of serious. It'd be interesting to know what the catalyst is that makes it go from super casual to very serious. And I think it may be Burkhart in the hand, because Burkhart takes it seriously. And I would tell Burkhart to lighten up a bit.
Okay, Abby, the small blind.
We're not doing biology homework right now.
She's definitely light. She's definitely.
Oh, yeah, I have to
She's
ask
light
this.
and
I was
cool.
the small.
She's
And I
light.
like
She's
it.
got bangs,
And
for
then
Christ's sake.
I'm
She's
in the
very
small, so I'm
chill.
posting 25 in there.
But
The
I don't
first
think
small
you want to be
blind.
the one that makes the game
When it's your small blind,
Right.
you put 25
die
on there,
in terms
and the only
of
person who can win the small
the
blind,
casual nature.
whatever,
Pot.
sweetener at
And you
any
do that by
given
not
time is
going
the
so
small blind in the current hand, so
slow,
it'll grow
and also
grow
by,
until the small blind wins the pot.
you know,
I'm in.
making it more
It's
casual.
interesting. They're not drinking as much as I thought they were going to.
To be fair,
Quarter on it?
Minkin's had about a bottle and a half of champagne.
Has she?
Suzy had a bottle and a half, and she's
Oh,
gone.
I'm sorry, that's a straddle?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Suzy can handle her liquor though.
If I'm going to call out your GFX, what's a GFX? Is that a graphics
Yeah.
card? What is your graphics card? At least join your fantasy football league. I would, but I really don't know anything about football, and I
And when you get a good hand,
so
you
don't have
fold.
time for anything like that. It's so hard to have the time for fantasy football to take it
Always
seriously.
have a good hand.
Fantasy football is the one to do though, because you don't really have to do shit. You can basically look at your team for 2 seconds a
Okay, I
week.
will
It's
not
baseball
put
that
my
really
stack
gets at your soul.
It depends on the skill level
guys,
of the
it's on
opponent.
there.
on there.
Yeah,
Basically, really
now we have to watch Jamie.
Arcbound Twerker in the
He's
chat
stealing
asks Jonathan, what's the status of those salads?
Is an Arcbound
I
Twerker
don't
like an
think so.
Arcbound Ravager?
So every
Hey.
rotation.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
a magic card.
I know. I keep
The salad
wanting
is,
to straddle. I don't
they didn't
know
bring me
why.
any lettuce, and I still have no
She
lettuce,
wants to
but I
play
have a few tomatoes
25-50 is
left.
what it really is.
Oh,
If you like
yeah,
Arcbound
it
Ravagers,
is.
you're my enemy, just so you know.
25-50? No.
Joe is actually tuning in from Big Bear.
25, 50.
What is a Big Bear? Is
Big,
that his,
Big
his
Bear.
boyfriend?
So I think Saddle
Big Bear is,
I was just thinking.
I don't know, north or west in
I don't
some
think they would go
direction.
for that, though.
Well, good. Have fun with your Big Bear. Enjoy yourself.
Well, you know Lily doesn't fold, so
No.
I can make it.
Never.
How am I gonna fold? Never. Wait, you put one too many.
So premium.
Jack Deuce suited. Get in there, Lily. Why not?
Us.
Notice again, Lily is playing out of position against her nemesis, Kelly. You got to stop playing out of position. Typically, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up losing the big pots and winning small to medium pots. And that is a recipe for disaster when you're playing super, super deep stacks.
She raises me. I'm folding.
Jesse, did you get out of middle school geography?
I mean, I don't really remember anything.
Did
from
you make it
those
out of high
years.
school or no?
Yeah, I made it out of high school.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Can't even show you that one.
Your friend Jamie there has a law
All
degree. How's that
right,
make you feel?
Lily. All right.
Has
All
a
right,
what?
A
Carmen.
law degree.
Carmen.
I mean, what's she doing with it now, huh?
Representing Mac
Carmen
versus Nandig
Kiletto.
Law
Oh
firm.
my God, that
She's
sounds like
just
a movie.
supporting
Yeah,
him. She's
sounds
not
like a
representing
villain on a
him.
soap opera.
That's
I support him. He's my lawyer.
You should take a vote.
He gets paid.
Oh, that's his name?
Mac versus Nandig is the law.
That's like a
The lawyer.
Oh, I think I met him.
He deals with all sorts of gambling
And
law.
then we switch.
Yeah.
And he's a hell of a character.
Yeah, I think it goes there.
If you all want gambling stories, find Mac versus Standig. You can message him on Twitter. He has all the stories, and he randomly shows up in various casinos where he's taking someone to court. And he'll give you lots of fun stories.
That's cool. That's cool.
The 7 under here. Let's go. I'm addicted to it now.
Pat Spoker says he loves
The 7
how Kelly
years, I'm like,
sits.
Yeah.
This is going to sound really nitty, but I have a terrible neck
like,
problem,
yeah,
and it comes
not a
from
nit
a
anymore.
horrible
That was so
posture that I
fun.
had at the poker table for
Demo?
years. And you need to sit like Tony Gregg or someone who sits like
Tell us how
that.
you really feel.
Otherwise, you're going to have bad neck problems if you play a lot of poker.
Yeah. Back in the day when I used to grind online, like I would get like a sharp pain in my neck. I'd be like, wait,
Why is
I've
nobody
been
playing poker but me and
sitting
Kelly? Why?
like an idiot for like
Why?
6 straight
Why?
hours. Like,
Why?
oh my God.
Don't worry.
Joe Stapleton says I'm a sick Pai Gal player. Actually,
100.
I used to be a sick Chinese poker player. I knew the game perfect GTO. And
You're
David
so
Williams
good.
would always call me
I'm
the
the
wizard
best.
and
You're the
kill all my
best
action
in the
every time.
world.
Abby's down
And then one day we played
gave you a buy.
at some tournament on a break.
I have to
We
protect
played
that.
400
And
a
it
point,
was
and I lost,
weird, and you
I
were
think it was like 25K in
it
5
so
hands.
she
I
was
got
the
scooped and
button,
scooped and scooped and scooped.
Well, Abby was really.
And then I didn't want to play anymore.
Okay, appropriate. I'm whatever.
That's all
We
it
just
took.
skipped you and started fresh with me.
Okay. I'm gonna put my llama sock.
I've never played Magic. I have no idea how it works. I have no idea how it's scored,
Yes.
and I don't know. I don't even understand. I couldn't tell you anything about
I
it.
have a box of cards with me because I was just on vacation with my wife and we played some. We can play this week. I'll teach you. It's very easy.
I will try Magic for the first time if you will try a drug for the first time.
I'm doing alcohol right now.
That's right, you are doing alcohol.
No, I'm not doing other
You got
drugs.
me there.
I'm way too old for
Yeah,
that.
some kind of gummy in the room.
Gummy would be my least
How much is
favorite
it?
of all the options.
You got to start the drugs young, man. I'm way too old.
How do you
I can't
see
even.
shit though?
Wow.
Once you like have a baby and a family, you can't be getting on drugs. It's a bad idea.
I saw a deuce. Oh, okay. Thanks.
I'll wait until we get into a significant pot and then.
Joe, I have a wife and a baby. That means we scored.
Put them on. There's 50 in this one, dude.
Oh, man. Next
And I'm doing the alcohol right now, so I mean, we're being really aggressive here with our
That kind of flop. Yeah.
wife.
Well, we've got a top pair for the Minkin, Broadway draw for the Kerstetter.
This is a pretty nice spot for Kerstetter because she has lots and lots and lots of draws. When the queen does come, often that's going to improve Minkin to 2 pair when Minkin does have a decent hand. She does have to be careful if the ace or the
I don't
jack
know if
comes.
I'm really committing to the winning
So,
shades.
check,
I was
check.
trying to be cool
Check,
like
check.
Kelly, but
Oh.
it's weird.
It's not what you want. This is actually a bad river because now you're tempted to bluff catch if Minkin bets. And I definitely think Minkin
They
needs
give
to
you
bet.
that good of a hand? That's crazy.
No.
We mentioned this on the break earlier. There's been a lot of somewhat fancy play. Like right there, I think Minkin should just bet.
King 9 suited.
Because you get zero calls sometimes. When it goes check, I mean, it's not like Kerstetter going for super
like
thin
king or
value or
good.
anything.
It was close to 17.
So there's no value. There's like no reason to check because he's not bluffing a ton.
Yeah, but like when you're holding 3 kings and you're like, all right, like what? How many combinations are left? If my opponent has
and jacks
nothing,
and ace queen.
if
and
my
ace jack.
opponent has, it's likely my opponent doesn't have anything. They're probably not going to call anything. Can't really go wrong checking.
Unless I have a maniacal image, like she does.
Yeah.
That's really the key. Is that once you've developed such an aggressive
Danielle's
image,
just taking charge.
you can start value
Oh my
betting
God,
really-
Jonathan, can it?
Are you drunk?
No.
Chill your ass out, my friend. Relax, sir.
I love it. Are you kidding me?
Don't give me that look.
Jesse's having so much fun right now.
Is it 1 1/4?
He can't even breathe. He's like, he's so excited to be here on Ladies' Night with me,
I know.
observing the ladies in the
You're the
boxes.
first person I thought of. I was like, I wonder if Jonathan's around. Let's get
Did
him
you
down.
know I had just busted like the second before you called?
I had this weird sixth sense. I was like, I think Jonathan just bluffed off his stack probably.
I did. I check raise flop
Lily
and check
cannot
raise
help
turn.
herself. Look
And it
at
didn't
it.
work.
She's
And I was up in my room, putting on my robe to get in the
She's a
bathtub to watch
fucking
Magic videos.
Why were you gonna put on your robe to then?
I had to do a little bit of work. I had to answer a few emails.
Okay, I thought you were getting in the bathtub.
I turned on the bathtub. I put on my robe. I sat on my computer to do a little bit of work. I sent an email or two, and then you texted me. Here we are.
Check it.
Hey, this guy in the chat thinks that I'm being rude to you. He doesn't know we're buddies.
You are so rude to me. I'm not joining any league of any type unless it's a Magic the Gathering league and Legacy or Vintage. I'll play that league with you all
I was
day.
doing it yesterday for the high roller. Yeah, it was fun.
500.
I can't win.
I thought that game was wild, and then the first hour of ours was like just as wild. I was like,
The only
holy
way I
shit.
would win is
Yeah.
to bluff at it, and I don't
You
think
are
you're
so
full.
rude, Jesse. I don't know how anyone would
There's
ever
much better
commentate
shit
you.
talking in this game than in the high roller
Beats
game.
me.
We are pretty ruthless.
Yeah.
Shit, Lisa, like
The high roller game, people care about what happened.
You're trying very like a lot harder,
Yeah.
but
Lily, we haven't played a hand in a while.
It has been.
Me?
Like
Yeah, you and
16 minutes or so.
I played
No, you and I haven't
Oh,
played
you
a
and
hand.
I, because you went to put on your
Yeah.
glasses to look like a cool ass.
Over here?
And we've been
Sure.
winning all the money down there.
I put them on for 30 seconds. I don't know that's really relevant to the history of the game.
What does that train track do for the camera to make it nice and
It's hella
smooth?
hard to see.
Yeah,
Can't hang.
That's fancy.
pretty standard, but yeah, it gets you that nice sliding panning.
What's that device
You
called
gotta
that keeps
keep them
the
on at all times or
camera
like not wear them.
straight?
Oh, the
It's called something silly. I forget what it's called. For like your cell phone. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
The thing that makes it not get shaky. Someone Google it for me. I was going to try to find one.
I can't think of it. At the
You
moment.
have to charge it. You have to carry it around, and it's big. It's so hard. Oh boy,
I'm
Kerstetter.
serious. I only wear glasses so I can bluff.
Holy
people. I
moly.
swear. You guys
So
don't believe me,
so
but
far,
that's
the only
why.
person who's made big folds today has been Burkhart, and she may not
No, I'm
four
not
bet or
trying to
wherever we
bluff
are
any of you.
pre-flop.
I mean, I
If
have,
she doesn't
I've
four
done
bet, she may
fine.
find an easy fold on the flop.
But that was my game.
Man, just a call.
bluff.
That's
Oh,
trouble.
no. To be fair, like I said, Burkhart's the only one who's made big folds all night, but this would be a hell of a fold at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
She only loses to kings and jacks
That's what Lily.
and aces.
Lily.
And then I have a house in Vegas.
Is a stabilizer the right thing? I think it is a stabilizer, but I'm not sure if that's right. Yeah, okay, guess it is a stabilizer then. It's the same person saying it, so that doesn't confirm anything.
I had no way to win. It wasn't my plan. It wasn't like
It's a bluff. If you're telling, you know what I mean?
alternative motives, you know?
I know it was hard. I noticed at lunch, and that's why I was telling Pop, like, he's got to be, and he was like giving you shit.
It wasn't premeditated. Here's the thing. It wasn't premeditated.
Because he's
It premeditates to bluff you guys.
When you miss all of your outs,
had no
and then when
chance.
you bet to win the pot, that's
It wasn't
called a bluff.
premeditated.
$800 bet from Kerstetter.
I can't have this.
Burkhart's
I know,
deciding whether or not to
that's
call
how you
or
and me,
raise. And she can go either way, given the board is so draw heavy. If it's less draw heavy, you should definitely call. But as it becomes more and more draw heavy, you should be way more inclined to raise for value / protection.
Are you with you?
Kneecap.
This is going to be so sick if Kerstetter jams and Burkhart folds. I'm so rooting for that to happen.
Round and round.
Biology
I
Project
wonder if
404.
Jamie is at all concerned about, it never feels fantastic to get check raised, or rather to get raised when you're holding one pair.
You're definitely concerned. You don't love it, but at the same time, you beat all the draws, and there are a lot of draws here. So I think you just have to go with it.
Nothing.
She does shove. I think that's fine.
Hey, Abby.
And at this part, Burkhart literally loses to exactly kings and jacks and
And
aces.
she's getting 4 to 1.
So you got to call. It sucks, but you got to call.
Getting 4 to 1 with 10% equity.
Can't be results oriented. You don't do much commentary. You got to forget this commentary stuff.
I'm just saying. I'm
Realize
looking at the.
You actually have like 38% equity or something against the range.
All right, we're not. I'm not going to crunch random ranges here.
I don't have to crunch.
I
I
can
just
see.
know.
I can see the cards.
I just know. If you study a lot, you know your equity against various ranges.
Or 75. You can double check if you want.
Well, Jonathan, I don't have all that time to study because I need to keep up to date on pop culture. I, like Bachelor in
Exactly.
Bachelor
You need
in
to play with your
Paradise
pickle
just
Rick.
started.
Like, this bitch never stop lying.
I like that.
As cooler cities.
Was it ace king of favorites?
Yeah, and you
Enjoy yourself in
and
the
it came out
closet.
king high.
Dirty rat Jamie.
I'm the dirty rat in this hand, I agree.
Definitely unlucky Burkhart.
Especially dirty.
Nothing you could do there.
Nice hand, girl.
Thanks.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun.
All right, Danielle.
All right,
Do
Jamie.
that toast.
Jamie the dealer, not you, Jamie.
Oh.
All right, you ready?
Wow, Jamie the
We're
dealer
here,
dealt me
we're
that.
here.
That doesn't even seem fair.
Wait, toast.
Cheers, guys.
Oh.
Nice playing with you all fishes.
Okay, let me
You're terrible at poker, and I'm the best. And I'm so glad to be taking all your money tonight. Because it just makes me feel so good and fuzzy inside.
This
Really, with
toast
no
sucks.
shame.
Yeah, that's not a good
None
practice.
at all.
I thought that was excellent.
Okay, are we done with the straddles?
No? No, not
If you have to ask if we're done with the
you're not
straddles, you should probably just leave.
Raise it up. 100 total.
It's my button and it's
Just
Lily.
fuck her up
So
already.
Call everything.
Oh my gosh. Just you and I?
Ruin happening. Oh, I can't even read
her.
it now.
Just you
She's
and
so gonna lose his hand just to like punish her so she looks like.
Moonlight Master has it right. Drinking and gambling ladies. This is crazy. Emota icon
I give
face.
up. I can't.
Yes,
That's
that is
so
correct.
easy.
I can't
This
even
is
beat
party.
that
That was
board.
like the easiest part of one all day.
Glad to be here with Jesse, commentating it a little bit, letting him do most of the talking.
I mean,
That's what the fox says.
you said it earlier. We could have just kind of hung back and said nada. It would have been totally
Oh,
fine
travel?
because it's been super entertaining.
There's like 2% of poker streams that
I'm
don't need any
straddling,
commentators.
baby.
Biggest
And here it
This is
is.
about it. It was like
I mean, this is
250,
good stuff.
250
Like,
maybe?
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
girls have been hilarious.
What is it? One
How many of these ladies made their money from
sheet
poker?
open?
Almost all of them,
No?
Jamie started.
which is fun.
What am I doing? Oh, you're straddling?
Who hasn't?
I think Lily was a
put a
fox
wig on
hunter
him,
before
dress.
she became a poker player.
Lily, play your
I
hand.
don't know if we want
Gotcha.
Johnny at the table.
Oh, call blind. I haven't even seen.
See, she's gotten so many
Then who
foxes.
says,
Doesn't even have
How
to
do
look at
you?
cards.
Said that.
That stays.
how do you not like punish Kelly? How do you not do that? Just make her miserable.
I'm trying.
You limped. Who are you
Raise the
talking to?
250.
I didn't limp. I call blind.
You, yeah, I mean, you limped,
I call blind.
which
It's
is
a challenge. It's a challenge.
What's the?
I don't know.
Then poor Abby's in the middle of it all.
Like Abby has a real hand. Like, damn.
Poker
Exactly.
terminology is tough for some people.
250?
Don't don't believe her when she says she's calling blind.
Oh, I believe.
No, I didn't know. I'm kidding. I swear. Check blind.
It doesn't matter. She'd snap call with any two
Wow,
cards.
Yeah.
so
Like, literally
Well,
means
the run
Oh,
good
that's still my
continues
range.
for Kiletto, who
Premium hand.
and you flop. She's
ain't
like,
gonna be
that's
going
always
anywhere.
right.
Unless it's like ace king queen. then
No,
she's
she
like,
did
oh,
that
shit.
with ace queen whatever. She's like, that's my
I call.
flop. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Abby, you have ace high.
Sick
I always say
read.
that when I have something. Check. I have something.
I have something.
It's not as good as my something.
So let's see if Lily bluffs this river. Please be a blank. All right, let's see if Lily bluffs.
Games
She
and
needs
shit.
to bluff.
1,300.
Observe how she puts the chips in. Let's see what
Oh,
happens.
I got it through.
What is it?
Yes.
the old Jack 6.
Sorry,
I thought
Abby.
maybe
It's all for
seven
TV. It's all for TV. I
It's
never
all
have
good.
done.
It's all good.
Accidental
Oh,
bluff.
no
That's
shit.
a good flop.
She got so sorry. I didn't mean
I
to.
accidental bluff. There's
It's
no
all
way I'm gonna
good.
win the
Careful,
hand.
she's a
Ready,
thief.
Jamie?
What'd you say?
She's the thief over here.
I am. Oh yeah, you gotta be
She's
careful.
a dirty rat.
Dirty,
She's a
dirty.
dirty rat.
That's like our
Rat
20th
Kerstetter.
dirty
Healthy
rat.
right now. We're doing good.
Well, you know the
we'll
biggest
ignore the
killer of
one I threw back
foxes
to you.
are rats.
No one saw that.
Is that so?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
I did.
But look what she's
know?
doing here. Wait, is this my
Wait, did we already do
Definitely a good bluff from Lily there. If you find yourself in that spot on the river, you must bluff.
Okay. I wasn't
And she
sure.
did it, and it got through.
I don't think she had much of a choice.
She had
to. Yeah, she just had to, and that's the way it goes.
Abby, you're playing with a bunch of fishes.
It's all
Just
good, baby.
saying. Just saying. Danielle's the biggest loser of the night.
Once
though.
again,
She's
like
all-
to say hello and welcome everyone across our multiple platforms,
I
Twitch,
mean, I'm just saying. She's just
YouTube,
Are we talking
Facebook.
in poker?
a
We'll
lot
be
of
live again tomorrow night, Ladies' Night Part
Shit, girl. You want to go there. You're losing in
You're getting crushed in life and
Did you
poker.
look at me?
Like thanks for
Nothing
asking.
makes me sadder than when I miss something
might be
funny at
looking
the
at poker,
table
but
because I was
I'm
talking.
winning in life.
Yeah, well,
Now I'll never know what they said that was funny.
you can't play great all the time.
Hi, Corey.
I know.
That's why you're the best unknown poker player.
Nice her telling her
I really
that
must be.
she's the biggest loser at this table, and she just like
I wonder how many people in their heart of hearts think they're the best unknown poker player because of, blank and blank and blank. The secret is to stop blaming other people
She left
and
Lily
things.
as
Carmen
Carmen
Kiletto. That's a good name.
Focus on now and not the future or the past.
I didn't say you were bad at life. I said
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying of people who don't play tournaments very often. I think I might be the best.
If it was live for her, that would be better.
Definitely something got turned
Sure, you
here.
just observe that
I've seen
statement
your
and have fun with
Instagram.
that.
You're
I
like,
was just gonna say she's good at Instagram.
Notice
Your life
Daniel's
looks
doing
pretty
her
cool.
best to trap, but
that's what I said. She's
it's hard to
like
trap someone too
Danielle.
high.
sipping down
Yeah.
over
Yeah. She's like on
No
a
need to
different
bluff
island
her.
every day.
winning.
overwater bungalows, and
Yeah.
I'm here like trying to buy my kid an all-day pass at Circus Circus.
Dude, we should go to Circus Circus. I love that.
Absolutely not.
Not a joke. I'll take Easton.
I've taken him before.
Let's go.
Wait, I know what Circus Circus is.
I've been to Circus Circus.
Circus Circus is
Dude,
that bar in
I
LA,
want a teddy
right?
bear
think
like
so.
bigger than me.
I
there.
had a
It's amazing.
roommate who
No.
had a gay roommate, and he had his birthday there.
That's sad stuff.
I knew that he
It was
Congratulations.
It was wild. It was definitely an
He's a
interesting
reasonable child to let you say.
but
Like,
I knew
very
place.
if I got
reasonable.
him on it, he
It
would
was
love
funny.
it. And so I sort of tricked him into going on it.
Bad
And
mom.
he did.
Impossible.
And he did. He like loved it. And then we got to the very end, and the whole time I had like my arm around him, so he was like kind of little, We got to the very end, and the ride was like done, and they're like, bringing like the carts out.
Minkin's chilled out a bit recently. She probably realizes I made an image.
Oh, that's a freaking sign.
All over the fox.
The last time I did that,
Oh, she was gonna play.
I've seen her play King 4 quite a few times.
I lost a lot of money.
I feel like the worst mom ever. Like terrible.
Brutal bad beat for Minkin
now
where
he likes me
the money fell all
What
over
did
her
you do to your
fox.
son?
If that didn't happen, she would have played
traumatized
King
it?
4 out of
Broke his
position.
chin.
I tricked him into
Minkin would have printed a little bit more money.
was trying to
Yeah,
raise.
I'm gonna take
And then
that.
like he did. He loved it. We got all the way to the end. We were like,
And
the
Karma's
part where you
like,
like get off the
don't
cart.
do it.
And he was just little, so I had my arm around him the whole time. We were done, so I took it off. And then the cart like stopped really suddenly, and he hit his lip on the thing, and his lip was bleeding, and then he was sobbing, and then he didn't like roller coasters anymore, and then I felt like an asshole.
Straddles out, ladies. 50
But it's fine. We're back to liking roller coasters.
I took Zane to Disneyland when he was little, like 4 and a half, and we put double socks on him and put him in big shoes and spiked his hair up because he was just like a half inch too short for some of the rides. And then we get there like right at park opening, and we're planning to ride all the baby rides first, but it just so happens that there's no line for Space Mountain, which I know there's like going to be a really big line for later.
Space Mountain is sweet.
So we go straight to Space Mountain like first thing.
Yeah.
And then it just also happens that it's October, so they turn all of the like cosmic graphics into like
Halloween
ghost
stuff.
faces and stuff.
Yep.
So he was terrified, like at like
Oh,
9:15 in the morning. He's like riding a roller coaster in the dark into like a goblin.
Why did you bring me to this hellscape?
So he was okay.
Nice flop for
but
Anderson
we
here.
rode baby rides, Dumbo, and
listening
stuff
about
like
Space
that
Mountain,
for
be
like
quiet.
2 hours afterwards. As kind of
Gotta cleanse his
No,
palate.
but he was fine after that. Like after 2
recover.
hours.
This
we
is
did-
parenting.
Yeah,
This is just like
we did the
standard
haunted
stuff.
house later. We went and did Space Mountain again later. It was too much too soon, but it was fine. I mean,
So essentially,
tough
we're
one.
learning from 2 mothers here
my plan.
to traumatize your children.
Raise.
That way, they are more prepared for life.
And he'll get
Or
over
they
it.
won't
I got
want to go
attacked
back
by
to
a dog when I was
Disneyland,
little,
and then that's
they're
like
my
something
favorite
you're just not going to have to
animals,
do,
better than
like
humans.
stand in those lines
So-
and be next to other
Yeah.
humans
Let's see,
and
let's
all
see.
that, you know.
That's just smart. Make them not.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I would take the last one if you wouldn't mind.
They smell.
I'm just gonna fire Ray.
Nothing happened.
This is good. And then we grab a quarter.
I'll do the quarter.
Oh, this is getting big.
Yeah.
All right.
Dean,
I live in
throw my
NYC
straddle
most
in
of the
there.
time.
Should I do that?
Holding a car is not ideal. You should not own a
Yeah,
car.
okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's my
you live in an area where you can have a car.
So
I live
did
in
a
on
full
the Upper
pop.
East Side, and you do not need a car. I haven't had a car for about 7 or 8 years now.
Are you on like 60th and something?
I'm not telling everybody where I live.
I think Jonathan lives somewhere around 60th and 1st.
Sure.
You just have one, Zane?
Yeah, no car, not necessary.
We said hi to Zane on the ladies stream too.
I know, I replayed it.
Hi, Zane.
Z.
Z-A-N-E.
That's a cool name.
Who?
Zane or something?
Billy Zane.
Super cool. Anything with a Z or an X name, I think you're
Me
automatically
too.
like cooler.
And V,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
V. Z-X and V.
I don't have any of that.
Easton's cool.
My son.
I'm going to make it.
But Easton's still
It's unique.
Easton's super.
Great. 250 total.
250
named
from
Crouton.
Burkhart. Crouton is a great pet name. It's
If I have a kid, they're so lucky I had pets first. If I use all the good names already, like pizza, crouton.
Notice there that Anderson folded ace-2 offsuit in the small blind, and that's definitely just good poker.
well, yeah.
You don't want to play bad hands from out of position, and Anderson realizes
Sure,
this.
they're all on equal pace with me.
Wait, how many? Wait,
Minkin check calls with just stone nothing. I always wonder like what people are doing when they just check call stone.
It's a lot of responsibility, Abby.
Well,
We're pretty shitty right now.
a
It's
lot of people
responsibility.
recognize that.
But I'm drinking.
I'm sorry, Burkhart's first. Is that accurate?
Yeah, a lot of people like to, you know, throw in that raise on the flopper turn on like just a King XX board.
I started
There must have been a straddle here.
I enjoy it very
from
I
Minkin.
started on the vodka
So
sodas
Burkhart
because
must be
I
the
don't
small
get
blind.
hangovers. Because you're
No,
just like
Minkin
drinking
was just
water
no,
and
she just
vodka.
5x'd it, I think.
Go hard.
I think that's a
Go hard.
Pretty sure.
What am I gonna do?
Well, Minkin's gonna get after it.
Either way, yeah,
Child
Minkin's been like,
drinks
huh,
and
you know, I haven't
So caught up with you guys.
I haven't messed around too much, but the thing is, this isn't a good time because Burkhart doesn't have that much.
It's hard to bluff someone without a whole lot of
Guys,
money.
You gotta make this like a family show, right? Stop.
That was a very fast call from Burkhart.
You guys had some dirty jokes.
I think that if I'm just trying to get the rest of the chippies, I'm just tanking just a little bit because
Make it look like
yeah,
what are my
a real
odds?
decision. Like you don't if you know if Minkin is straight up air, you don't want to make it look like there's zero chance you're
Can't
gonna
anymore. I
get.
had one
Yeah.
sick night. That was it.
You know, Burkhart probably should just put the rest in for 600, just in case she was against some draw. So you get it in good. And once you only have 600 left,
Oh, did you think about that?
the draw's not going to bluff there. You got a 225 bonus. From
Oh,
from the
she
small
was.
blind.
Oh, she was in the small. I thought you said
Yeah.
that Danielle was in the small.
I thought she was initially, but then I realized that was
Kelly
wrong
thought it was a nice hand.
because Burkhart was checking
I thought it
first.
was terrible.
Yeah, she thought it sucked.
Unreal.
Does she get your deal with it sunglasses now?
Absolutely not. You know you'd have to do to get these?
Ladies, 50 to call it.
No one's got the guts.
Wait,
No,
no,
you
but
don't.
Maybe Lily.
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say.
honestly, I
Really?
didn't. I didn't call your all in on the fucking 7 deuce.
That's
Not
true.
anything.
Ace,
I didn't have any
Jack,
That's
for
true.
Kiletto, sitting on 26K
I
there,
wanted to keep down my money
And
so bad
4 foxes.
that my
Four
guts were knocked the door.
foxes.
It was too early.
and her second outfit
I didn't
of
want
the
to be
evening.
stuck in this game.
Do you think she's going to change
That's what I'm
one more
thinking.
time or more than one more
I
time?
don't think so. It's 11 p.m. in real
They think
time.
we're putting it 12.
Obviously, we're on
How
a
boring are
delay.
normal
They could
games
just
after
stop
this?
filming us, but we don't
So
Pretty freaking
Yeah.
boring.
Daniel just selects
So
the
I was
call
saying,
ace
yeah,
queen,
like
which
a
I
normal
think is
cash game where
fine.
like no one's
Paying
making
Jamie, he'll
jokes.
stay, right? He doesn't have anything
Oh,
to
sweet,
do.
okay.
Jamie, pay you?
300.
I'll hand it to Kiletto. In the spots where people have attempted to trap her, she's either never caught enough of.
Yeah, yeah,
Neither
as long as
player has
Lily
either
has
caught
love,
anything
we can
or
I've always been
she's
a
been
chill.
bailed out by something. But she hasn't necessarily run into any
How are you
big
guys
hands here.
Like,
Right, they-
How are you guys any good?
She's had a lot of bluff spots where she just hasn't
How?
She's like, I'm still
ran into the
alive.
nuts. You see what she just did there? She got out the chips as if she's going to bet. That's often the sign of the player has something with some equity but really doesn't want to face a bet. Super classic
ace
tell
high.
there.
That was
Ooh,
good.
I like yours better.
That's good.
I like yours better.
I missed the bet.
No, you didn't.
Whenever someone does that, where they put out the chips, act like they're gonna bet, and then just don't, just bet.
I only went thin because I
It's
really
it's
was
almost a
trying
free
to
bet.
make anything.
They have some sort of really crappy showdown value hand.
What's going on? People are limping with queens and ace queens.
Who had queens?
You guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, how about this video next? Or what about this one?